Early morning, before the city remembered its name, Elena stood at the zoo fence, coffee cooling in her hands. She watched the lion. No roar, no crowd, just sprinklers hissing and traffic yawning awake in the distance. The lion stretched, slow, deliberate, shoulders rolling like thunder. He pressed one paw into the dirt, then the other, walked the length of the cage in measured lines. At a scarred log, he leaned his shoulder in, pressed, muscles tense, then pressed again. Not a performance, not a show, practice, strength built when nobody clapped. Elena had come here to forget the exam she had failed. Again, in Mexico, she'd been a nurse. In the US, the license exam was another mountain, new words, new rules. At night, she worked in a hospital as a tech. By day, she studied English until her tongue ached. And now, a lion, training in the quiet. What does a lion do when no one is watching? He prepares. Elena sipped her coffee. It tasted like a promise she hadn't yet learned how to say. Back at her apartment, small kitchen, lemon curtains, she taped 3 verbs to her door: to learn, to ask, to repeat. At work, she whispered new words under her breath. She hid sticky notes everywhere, on machines, on closets, under chairs. She practiced until the syllables stopped cutting her mouth. But some days, English slipped away. Sheet became something else. Beach made her coworkers smirk. Shame followed her like a shadow with heavy shoes. And when it did, she remembered the lion pushing the log. No crowd, no applause, just repetition. So she made her plan: 1 hour of reading before work, 1 brave question each shift, 1 recording of her voice each night. Small verbs, big life. At first, it felt like carrying a refrigerator with 2 fingers. By the 3rd week, the load hadn't grown lighter. She had grown stronger. Hospitals are full of invisible work. The blanket you tuck around a shivering grandmother. The gown you straighten so a patient feels seen. The difference between breath and breathe. No cameras, no clapping, just dignity. And that's how the lion looked when he finished pushing the log. He didn't roar. He drank water. He lay down. Rest is also a verb. A week before her exam, Elena overslept, missed the bus, arrived late. The charge nurse's voice was flat. "See me after shift." Her stomach dropped. Shame whispered, "Quit." But then she pictured the lion at the water's edge, searching for a dry path. She decided to lay her own bridge. After shift, she said, "I'm sorry I was late. I set 2 alarms now. If I've lost your trust, tell me how to earn it back." The nurse paused, nodded. "Thank you. Start by taking the next 2 admissions. I'll round with you. A bridge. Not glamorous. Strong." The morning of the test, the sky was pale blue, like a fresh notebook. Elena wore the same jacket she had worn the day she crossed the border. In her bag, pencils, water, a small snack, and a photo of her mother laughing with a mango in hand. She sat, breathed. Questions arrived like weather. Some easy, a breeze. Some hard, a storm. When she didn't know, she didn't panic. She broke long sentences into small ones. Wrote what she did know in the margin. Step by step, paw by paw. Hours later, she pressed submit. Walked out steady. Didn't check the email. Not yet. She went to the zoo. The lion was asleep in the shade. Even rest looked like discipline. That night, under the cold glow of the hospital's walk-in fridge, her phone buzzed. Subject: exam results. Her hands shook. Her chest pounded. The voice of fear rose again. But she remembered, the lion doesn't run from weight. He presses into it. She opened the email. "Congratulations. You passed." 2 words. A door opening. Elena closed her eyes. Saw golden light on a lion's back. Saw a scarred log give way. Saw her own bridges built from sticky notes, apologies, and quiet practice. The word that rose in her chest was gentle but strong. Begin. Maybe this is the word you need tonight too. Begin. What's the one word you refuse to quit on? Share it quietly in the comments. Courage isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like pushing a log when nobody sees. Sometimes it looks like a woman practicing breath and breathe in a supply closet. Sometimes it looks like you choosing one small verb and repeating it until it becomes a doorway. The lion doesn't train for applause. He trains because strength is what tomorrow will require. So push when nobody claps. Drink water. Rest. Begin again. Because if a lion can prepare in silence for a day that hasn't yet arrived, you can prepare a life that's waiting to meet you. One step, and another, again, and again. If this story reminded you that persistence can change everything, hit like, subscribe for more motivational stories every day, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Small steps, quiet practice, big victories.